Hello everybody, welcome to the fourth video about how to heal from illness, whatever type of physical illness it concerns. I'm Roubina Khodadin, artist, healer and spiritual guide. In one of the videos I mentioned softness and I mentioned touch. Softness and touch are particularly good when we're talking about physical illness. I won't go back to what I said in the other video, so please go back and watch the video. In this one, I'll just mention that when you apply this, when you apply physical touch, you might see that there are emotions that come up, emotions that you didn't know were there, emotions that you don't even understand. So there might be lots of tears that come as time goes by. There might be some sort of fears or whatever. What I'm here to say is that many ancient traditions, including, for instance, Chinese medicine, do explain that certain organs are linked to certain emotions. It is also said that our body is not just physical, it's also linked with whatever is emotional. So the emotional release coming up as time goes from applying some of the things I mentioned in the videos is as important as the rest. Because you have to see it as like layers of the onion. So some of the illness, it is kind of at the bottom. But on top of that, there are layers. There are layers of emotions that have been repressed. And it doesn't really matter where these emotions come from. The important thing is to release them. So it is very good if when you're applying some of the things you start crying or you start like wanting to shout and that kind of stuff, because as you're releasing that, you're also releasing some of the negativity which has been turned somehow in illness. Of course, this is an imagery, right? I'm not using scientific terms here. I'm not a scientist, but I've got enough experience through self-healing and healing others to be able to say that this way does work. So that's the first thing. And then I also mentioned in one of the videos that it's good to heal, to be determined, but also to know that, to kind of be aware and make sure that you use the right language. So please don't say my cancer, whatever, my diabetes. Don't use the my, use the. Because when something is yours and you identify it as being yours, you are taking it more on board, right? You say my parents, my children, etc. So it's yours, right? So by not saying my, you are kind of on a subtle level telling the illness, you don't belong here, you can go, my dear. So it sounds very simple, and maybe it might sound stupid, but unless you've tried it, you don't know if that works. So do try that as well. And also, when we've got an illness, we tend to research about it, which is great, right? That's how we know how to heal. But I encourage you to research, to find some healing paths, to put it in place. If that doesn't work within a few months, try maybe another healing path. But don't linger in the explanations. Please don't linger in talking over and over about the illness, because it's a bit like when you've got a worry. It's good to talk about it so that it can clear out. It's good to talk about it to get clarity. It's good to talk about it for it to dissipate and to find solutions. But talking over and over about a problem is just kind of making it bigger. So I invite you to do your research, to apply, to spend more time on your healing than on your talking and researching. And how do you do that? Once you are putting some steps in place regarding healing, as I mentioned in other videos, just breathe and let it be a little bit. And maybe stop talking about it, stop researching about it, and do other things in your life, whatever you need to do in your life. If you've got a job, work. If you don't have a job and you've got a vacation because of illness or whatever, go for a walk, watch films, and also do something else, which I will invite you to do also, is try to be a little bit creative. Because when we are a little bit creative, all our anxiousness kind of goes a little bit down. Creativity doesn't mean I'm going to create music to publish on the internet. Creativity doesn't mean all that. Creativity is about sometimes taking a little pencil and just like scribbling or writing a few words or rearranging your desk and making it look more beautiful to your eyes. It's just taking your headspace out of focusing on the illness, but you focus on the healing, and you free the rest of the space to help you heal quicker and less focus on the illness. So this is where about putting the focus. And then I'll get to another step, which for some people, that's kind of the most difficult one. It's great to have trust you need to have trust in the process that you're putting in place, and you need to have trust in in the doctor or the healer or both, right? However, those people are people, and I'm saying this with much humility because I'm a healer myself, but at the end of the day, we are people, right? But if we think about it, beyond our, me as a human being, there is everything, right? There's nature, there's the universe, there is God, if you believe in God. And this has got an even higher force than all of us put together. And I'm in a good place to talk about it because all my healing and all the information I convey is thanks to being linked to this higher force. So for me, even when I'm doing healing sessions or I'm giving information, it's all coming from there. So I've got infinite trust in that. I can understand that not everybody has got an infinite trust in nature or the universe or God, but at least you can try just to give a little bit of faith to something else than just you, yourself, and your practitioner. In that sense, what I'm trying to say is, what is it that you believe in? If you believe in nature, let's say, or you accept that nature has got beautiful powers, what I invite you to do is every morning and every evening. Why every morning and every evening? Because these are the times where we are more at peace, usually, or more, our body is more relaxed, is to put one hand here, which is the space which I call the heart space, but you don't have to put it there, you can put it somewhere else, and you imagine that you are telling nature, God, universe, whatever, I am putting that part of my body in your hands. Please take this part of the body and let it be free. Let it be free from illness. Then you might say to me, well, maybe I'm talking about doing a prayer. Why not? But it's not as far as that. It's just about acknowledging that I am a part of something bigger, and I can put a little bit of faith in that something bigger. And worst that can happen, it doesn't give any results, but at least you've tried. And the great thing is that there's no side effects to that. And I'm obviously not talking about calling in entities and all that kind of stuff. I'm not talking about all that. I'm talking about just saying my part of the body. Let's say you've got something about lungs, right? You've got there's an illness there. Say, okay, nature, I'm breathing my lungs, I'm breathing with you. I'm giving you my lungs to breathe, to help breathe. You breathe in and you breathe out, and just imagine that you are doing that and put a little bit of faith in that. Of course, don't do something that you don't believe in. It's not going to work. it's only going to work if you actually, that's why I asked you, what is it that you believe in? So do try all these steps. Go back and watch video 1, 2 and 3 and let me know in the comments as time goes, how is your healing going? And make sure also you get in touch with me. I'll put a link in the description box if you need a one-to-one session. At the end of the video, there is, at the end of this one, there is the how to process emotions. So make sure you deal with your emotions in that way. How to start our spiritual journey, try that as well. And honestly, if you try everything I've said in the videos and you also put in place some of the stuff I'm saying in the other videos, honestly, there's no reason why you can't heal. But also saying that everybody has got a different time span. We don't sort of control everything. So make sure you like the video. Please join me and subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell if you haven't done so yet. Wishing you the quickest, fastest, best healing ever.